Yo guys, today we continue the Underground series. You guys will get all the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/betterbeatmaker. Today we're going to focus on TDF. You guys requested TDF. He's a dope producer. And this song is called OMG Keon, Been Too Long. It's really dope.
What's your name? I need you right here, right now.
So the chords come down to two chords. As you guys can notice in the series, most of every song comes down to two chords. So here we have F minor ninth, and then the optional C minor ninth. And what we can do is, instead of playing the ninth, where D is the top note, we can move it up to F. It just creates a more open voice. So it's C minor seventh in that case, but it just is a little more open. All right, now when we're bouncing around, we can add B flat and C. Okay, so those are the notes we're bouncing around. The sound here is from Purity, and we're using my chord codes app to display the chords. So this is called Ghost Machine, and it sounds like there's like a bass sound in here. I don't know which layer is the bass, so let me pause the video. So in my opinion, just muting that third layer will get rid of that like bassy layer. It's up to you guys, the style. You can also filter it out within the filter, but I'm just going to take it out at the source. All right, so those are the chords. We're at 150 BPM. Again, you guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/betterbeatmaker. So we're not trying to copy the song exactly. We're trying to learn from different styles of producers and artists.
Today, what you say? Yo, nigga talking shit, got micro Drake. I'm with gang, huh?
So it goes dun 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 dun. Okay, chord dun dun to chord, and it's two chords, F, and then the fifth of F is C. So we're moving down to C. I teach this in our music theory. So we're playing a syncopated chord. All right, so syncopation means we're not playing perfectly on the, the metronome. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 2. So see how we're not playing directly on the grid? So referencing the original song, this is a little too spaced out, so we need to play the chords faster. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So we're gonna play the chords tighter together. Like that fast. All right, so now the chords are tighter together. Now for this genre, because we're using a pad, quantizing, it won't really do much, but I'm going to quantize only because of just to keep that like clicked in feel, if that makes sense. So pads take time to build up. They're not just going to be perfectly quantizable. Now the rest of the sounds we're using my go-to sounds here: hi-hat, snare, and spins 808. So these are all in my kind of stash kit anyway. Now the hi-hats they play, again, we're not trying to copy him. I'm just showing you guys techniques. So it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. So we can do that in the channel rack, or we could do it in the piano roll. There's two different ways. So let's add the hi-hats first so that we create the perception of time. And when you have long rolls like that, chances are it's done in the piano roll. So let's just draw out the notes. All right, and again, we're gonna do our own style here, but let's right click, go to piano roll. If we want to create a roll, we're gonna hit Control L and then hit Alt. Oops, learned this from Chop Squad. DJ, hit Alt U and change the time multiply. All right, now we can copy this over. Just highlight, hit Control to highlight, and hit Shift to drag it over. Now there, if you listen closely, the hi-hats change tuning over time. Some are pitched higher, some lower.
Freak ass hard, she blow my phone. Make that car twin get you gone. Find shit bad, but did me wrong. Don't know love is been too long. Niggas hate twin with you.
Okay, so there's a lot of layers there. So let's first just change the tuning. And first, let's do this. We're gonna highlight all the hi-hat rolls, hit Control Shift, highlight the hi-hat rolls. We are going to raise these up a half step, hit Shift up, and then highlight everything, Control A, hit Shift down. So it feels like you're going up in frequency every time that roll happens. Creates a push-pull effect. And now we can add little bounce notes in between. This is all up to you guys' ear. Let's change it to a quarter note. So it creates more of a bounce with those layers there. Now from what I heard, he also has like layered we're just gonna leave it like this. Now let's add the snare. I think his snare is on the 3 and the 7 count.
Been through pain, so now I'm strong. Me and broke don't get along.
Yeah, his snare's on the 3 and 7 count. So this is trap snare. So 1, 2, turn the metronome on, turn your pattern mode on, and count to 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where the snare goes, on the 3 and the 7. Now his snare is very tucked, so let's turn it down in volume. All right, now let's add the bass, and then we can add all the stuff over top the beat.
Yo, I'm getting old. Freak ass hard, she blow my phone. Make that car twin get you gone. Find shit bad, but did me wrong. Don't know love is been too long. Niggas hate twin with you on. Been through.
So it goes doom 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 doom.
What's your name? I need you right here, right now, today. What you say? Yo, nigga talking shit, got my growth rate. I'm with gang.
So it goes doom 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 doom. It's just really spaced out. If I had to guess the notes, it's B. So it looks like actually C, and then we're moving to F. So we're actually doing the opposite of the chords there, moving from F to C. We're going from C to F. So that was me adding my own flavor of bass. Again, you guys will get the project files for free. Hit Shift Q to quantize. Learn that from Infinite. The question is, do we leave it in this octave or the lower octave? Let's see what octave he's in.
Outside and you know we quit the catch up fucking.
He's in the low octave, so let's hit Control down. Thing is, here in the 808, it's hard to hear in this low octave. It also sounds flat in the lower octave. So let's go to the sound itself, go to pitch range, change it to 1, and sharpen it just a little bit. Now let's pull it down an octave, Control down. All right, so now it's just about getting the pad to move how you guys want it. I'm trying to see if we can get this layer here to play an octave higher. I don't know how to adjust the layers. Oh, here we go. Okay. I like the sound. Let's transpose this up 12 semitones. So we need more width. This sound is very like stiff. So let's add either chorus, reverb, or we can pan things left to right. Let's start with panning first. So this is a good, gives us a little more control. And the chorus, usually I would add chorus over everything. So let's go to the chorus down here. And we just got to figure out how to send it. So it looks like it's already being sent to the chorus. So now we have this wide sound without like doing too much.
Walk inside the trap, I left out better than I came. It's a new day.
All right, so now we're just gonna add, my own style. Again, from here, you're pretty much done. It's about the artist's performance at this point. Let's mix this before we start adding stuff, actually. Let's double click, let's hit Control L, send it to the mixer. Let's right click, route to this track only. Let's use the new BusyWorks BTQ3. Let's give it some drive. Let's level out a little bit. Let's turn the hi-hats down. All right, let's widen the sides. Let me see if there's any other instruments I'm not paying attention to. I don't think so.
Get some money. Niggas hate but bitches love me. His twin miss your ass got lucky. Wipe his nose cause slime shit runny. We gon' fry shit Kentucky. I treat Jeff I like my.
So a lot of it is the artist has a lot of delay, and that's stacking as a melody as well. So we're missing the artistry here. Let me go back to purity and pull some of these sounds in a little more centered. Let's also try more. Let's just assume that, certain producers don't even know that you could pan inside the plugin, because it sounds like his mix has like a widener over the entire thing. Let's also try Fruity Stereo Shaper. This also gives us a little more control. So now we have that spread sound. Let me see if that fits his sonics here. Yeah, so now it has a softer. There we go. All right, so now we got this sound going. Let's clear up a little bit of the mud in the middle, just for my taste. Excuse me, on the side. Let's brighten this up a little bit. Let's add some drive in here. We have all styles of drive, from consoles all the way to tape. Let's also try tape, even though it's a modern genre. So now I just got to figure out the priority of the mix.
Freak ass hard, she blow my phone. Made that car twin get you gone. Find shit bad, but did me wrong.
Now their 808 feels very suppressed, and not in a negative way, it's just the way they mixed it. So let's turn it down. Now again, you guys can add more notes in pattern 1. So I'm gonna go in and just to create change, I'm gonna add little melodic notes. Now this sound has a sub bass in it that most people don't hear. I can hear it, and we're gonna have to chisel it out. So let's just do a high pass filter. We're gonna thin out the sound because there's like this weird sub. So this is just my ear adding sounds that I would like. So just adding these little tones that lead into the chords. Very jazz theory approach here. Alright, so that's just my ear and what I like. So that way part 1 is different from part 2. Alright, now let's add a limiter in here to make it louder. Now again with the vocals, this will make more sense. This is where we're just adding little melodic walking notes to the chords. let's just run it through the limiter to get that fullness. All right, let's see what the actually I don't want to mess with their song, but you guys can listen to the full song on SoundCloud, and it's called OMG Keon, produced by TDF. Been Too Long is the song.
What's your name? I need you right here, right now, today. What you say? Yo, nigga talking shit, got my girl Drake. I'm with gang, outside and you know we quit to catch a fucking stain. Yo, walking.
So a lot of that dynamic you guys hear is from the vocal being compressed. I think his hi-hats rolls might be faster. Just to see what it sounds like if you make them faster. So I'll leave that little change up in here. Let's play it one more time from the top. Let me see here. Let's use a different plugin here. Let's use our BusyWorks Beats AI Mastering 3. There's an easy button. I basically made it super easy. Just click where it says AI Mastering. You want to hit this button during the loudest part of your song though, which is pretty much everything here. So now it's reading the song and it will master the levels for you to where it's not overly cooked loud. Just turn it down. All right, let's play this beat twice through. right, so you guys go show support to TDF, go follow, and go buy any, kits or music they got out. Go follow them and subscribe. If you guys want the project files for free, go to busyworksbeats.com/betterbeatmaker. I'll leave a link in the video description. Peace out, guys.